Olly is here now with some of the best entertainment you'll find on the web.
Olly Mann.
Olly Mann is with us.
Olly's with us for the papers.
Our internet expert, Olly Mann.
This is Olly Mann from the comedy podcast Answer Me This.
Ruth, on behalf of the ladies watching, would you be interested in seeing 4 attractive young men in their pants doing backflips?
Oh, yes.
And you have an internet hit on your hands. Jackie Smith sort of saying it's terribly unsatisfactory, and of course what she's referring to is PA Consulting, this group which lost personal data on thousands of criminals. She's saying it's very unsatisfactory. It was more than unsatisfactory. It should be a sackable offence because it's not the first time this has happened. So we're all waiting with bated breath for Alistair Darling's rescue package, but could the solution lie in Tama the cat? I'm sceptical. This old dilemma, isn't it? You get your wedding dress, it's like the most expensive gown you'll ever buy.
Don't just put your wedding dress in a lovely box up in the attic and keep it for your daughter or something.
Why do that when you
Trash
can roll around in algae and post it on the internet for strangers to see?
Are you a skeptic or are you a believer on the UFO thing?
Why, if I was flying a spacecraft across the galaxy, would I land in America? You know, if you didn't know the real politics of planet Earth, looking down from space, you know, Russia looks nice. You know, Africa, that's quite a big place. For me, this story actually is about whether the decision to allow under 18s into the X Factor was a wise one. Yes, he can cope with the pressure of singing live to 10 million people, and that's all well and good, but can any 16-year-old really, when they get through an audition, be prepared for this kind of exposure on the front of the Sun, having their politics discussed and picked apart? Oh, I love this. This is definitely my favourite piece of German experimental music of the day. One of the most popular, most viewed videos in most countries of the world right now. It's been seen 2.5 million times in 10 days. Watch this.
So if you put enough mobile phones together in a circle and put popcorn in the middle, it cooks the popcorn.
Of course it doesn't. These are some French journalists that tried to do the same thing. It just goes on for 10 minutes. Their phone's just ringing.
Waiting for something to happen.
Anyone over 30, like Miss Moss herself, will suit her pretty print dresses. Anyone like Miss Moss herself, and there aren't too many of those around.
There are not too many of those, no, certainly not in our street.
What do you think makes people in Luxembourg laugh?
There's not much that makes them laugh, really.
No, they seem to be quite serious.
American Pie movies had a huge success here.
American Pie. Do you think if I made love to some pies, that would work?
No, I don't know.
No. You don't need Jeff Randall for your economic analysis anymore, you just need Paris Hilton. Why is everyone getting so het up about spellings? It doesn't matter. You can spell give, G-I-V, it doesn't need the end on it. We don't need apostrophes. People are going to get absolutely up in arms about this, aren't they? The flip side of that argument, of course, is if you don't teach kids how to spell properly, they're not going to be able to read literature from the last 400 years. The story is that sales have surged by 11% in baked beans as we're all buying beans because they're a bit cheaper and they come in varieties with sausages and things.
Did you know there was a ticker and jalfrezi flavoured baked? No, I didn't know that.
God, that's like something from John Prescott's memoirs, isn't it? There's a quote from MC Hammer's Twitter blog in which he speculates on what makes a good daily temperature. 65 degrees Fahrenheit, apparently, says the Hammer. Perhaps we don't need to know all this information about what people think about
Jenny, you haven't got a Twitter site, have you?
Absolutely not. No time for it.
I mean, are you a twit if you have a Twitter site? Is that the nom de plume?
I think you're shallow and attention-seeking, and you can find me at twitter.com/theollyman.
So you have got your own one.
Of course.
So, and presumably you'll be saying, I've just done a paper review with that Mark and Gillian on the paper on the telly.
Feeling uncomfortable.
But, yeah,
Two Twitter haters, either side.
Olly, thank you very much indeed. We'll leave it there. That's Olly Mann. He's the man gone through your newspapers today. Thank you very much indeed.